During the work of the Second National Congress of Booksellers, 1953, as reported by the Corriere Apuano of 5 September, 1953, the Dean of Booksellers Lorenzo Rinfreschi proposed to erect a monument to the itinerant bookseller in the square of Montereggio. The work was intended to recall the sacrifices, strength and steadfastness of the first booksellers, forerunners of this profession. The first stone was laid on the 20th of August, 1956. The inauguration took place on the 19th of August, 1962, on the occasion of the 10th edition of the Bancarella Prize, in the presence of political and cultural institutions and the booksellers' families. The work in white Carrara marble by the sculptor Riccardo Rossi represents the ancient itinerant bookseller, in 18th-century costume, inspired by the drawing tablets and books for putti by Annibale Carracci. In 2018 it underwent a conservative recovery intervention, carried out by the La Maestra di Montereggio Association, financed with $5. In the 1980s the streets and squares of Montereggio were named after the major Italian and foreign publishing houses, Mondadori, Garzanti, Rizzoli, Reader's Digest and others. In 2021, during the Clouds in Montereggio Festival, Comics in the Land of Booksellers, a square was dedicated to T. Bertasai Bonelli, one of the greatest female figures and an illustrious expression of Italian creativity in comics and Italian publishing. The strange but beautiful thing is that the young and elderly people of the place continue to call the parts of the town with their old simple names full of history: the Stradone, the Village, the Cemetery Road, Old, New and Fountain Square, the Costagol and the Ormes. In 2020, a square dedicated to the bookseller was redeveloped, where two book-shaped benches depicting Tex and Zaga's comics were placed and the plaques of the graphic novels winners of the Comic Book in the Basket Award were placed. In the town of booksellers, throughout the village, it is possible to find many small boxes with books. There is a well-stocked bookshop named after Franco Musio, creator of the Montereggio Book Festival and the inclusion of Montereggio in the International Book Town. This saga of the Montereggio booksellers is told by various publications. Here we want to remember Illinois Libro nella Gerla, born from an initiative of the Pro Loco and the La Maestra di Montereggio Association, which involved the students of the writing laboratory of the Arpiola Primary School Livio Galanti and Montereggio. Vicissitudes of traveling booksellers from a small village by the Japanese writer Yoko Uchida, a sort of journey where the metaphors and puns symbolize the difficulties, the suffering together with the successes of the Montereggio booksellers. Published by the publishing house Hajosha Publishing Company Limited, which in 2019 will purchase the rights to Illinois Libro nella Gerla and which will make the two books two real editorial successes. In 2023, the Bunhei Shiranju Publishing House will publish the paperback edition Montereggio. Vicissitudes of traveling booksellers from a small village, thus underlining the great success of the work. In 2020, for this activity, the Montereggio Pro Loco and the writer Yoko Uchida-san were awarded the Golden Gerla by the Bancarella Prize Booksellers.